It has been quite a week. Clean sweep, baby. We went 7 for 7. I want to thank Sean McVay. I want to thank Kyle Shanahan. I want to thank the National Football League. I want to thank a lot of people here. The football gods finally shining down upon me. You could not ask for a better game script and game flow for these props. So, again, thank you, football gods. But let's pop them out right now. We'll start with Quinshon Judkins. Love Quinshon Judkins. And I loved him before, I will say. I was very high on him. I liked him more than Marion Hampton. He was my pre-draft. I had him at 2. I'm like, I'm no scout, but this guy's unbelievable. And he has been. Now, we did officially get in on this yesterday. Just full disclosure. It's been bet up just a little bit. But I think you're okay up to 75. I really do. Maybe even 76. The Vikings are just absolutely decimated on the O-line. They're not going to be able to sustain offense. Therefore, Judkins has a really good chance of getting volume. And, oh, by the way, the Viking run D stinks. They drafted or acquired a bunch of pass rushers for the interior, and they're getting run all over. They allow the 12th most adjusted yards before contact. Okay, maybe I'm being a little dramatic. 4.4 YPC, 9th most rushing yards, but maybe not dramatic. Ken Gainwell, of all people, went off against them solo in the backfield, basically. 99 yards, 6 for 35. I did consider a total yardage prop on Judkins, but, he's going to be fed the ball. The matchup's too good. He's been too good. I know it's a small sample here, but this guy is all that. My new favorite running back in the NFL. Next up, we'll go right on back to last week's best bet. And I for the life of me, don't get it. Look, we'll take it, right? Because Barkley absolutely crushed that prop last week. But the line's the same, 13.5, or maybe even a little lower. This game profiles exactly like last week. Denver gives up the 5th fewest adjusted yards before contact. 68.8% of his runs this season are on zone concepts, Barkley's. 7th most. The Broncos against those concepts, 3 yards a carry. So it's struggle bust time again, I believe, for Saquon. They also blitz a lot. Hurts has been bad against the blitz. Time to, cue up the Rex and effects. Check, baby, check. There's a reference for the kids. I think that was like 1990. But Jonathan Taylor had 51 yards receiving in this matchup. Marion Hampton had 59. And Chase Brown last week had 31. We won a prop on that with Chase Brown. So, and Barkley has caught 4 balls in 3 of his 4 games. And the Broncos, let's see what we do. We stack up positives. And the Broncos give up the 10th most receiving yards per game to running backs over their last 3 in 42 yards. So, yeah. Let's do it again, baby. I'd be floored if this was a fail. Sometimes you got to get weird. I'm getting weird with Malik Washington. Based on alignment numbers, Nick Westbrook-Akine is going to see a lot more of J.C. Horn. You don't want to throw a J.C. Horn. It's not a good matchup for Tua Tagovailoa anyway. He will get a good matchup in the slot. Smith Wade's the corner. He's hurt. He may not play. And this is the first full game without Tyreek. So I think we're getting 5 to 6 targets. So over 3.5 grabs as they look to get him the ball near the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins play a lot of cover 3, and he is the man. With Tyreek gone, he's the man against cover 3. He leads all Dolphin receivers with 0.24 targets per route run against cover 3. That represents a 33% boost to his target activity and also a 63% boost to his yards per route run. So you would think they'd be inclined to get him the ball. So I think he's going to catch 4, minimum 4. So 4, and it's a win. Next up, it's Danny Dimes, baby. This is so doable. 230.5. Look at the data points I got here. The Raiders have been the NFL second most extreme pass funnel this year. Vegas has given up the 10th most passing yards per game. He averages 8.57 YPA against zone. The Raiders run the highest rate of zone in the NFL. They run cover 3 at the highest rate. Jones is 5th in fantasy points per dropback against cover 3. He's averaging 8.9 YPA against cover 3 with a 103 passer rating. Oh, we're not done. The Raiders are giving up 9.7 YPA and a 44% efficiency boost against play-action passes this year. And guess who leads the NFL in play-action passes? That would be the Indy Colts. Jones has averaged almost 10 yards a pass on play-action, 5th in the league. I mean, what else do we have to do here? We're looking good over 230.5. Next up, we are trying to work in some unders. We don't want to even it out a little bit. Jordan Mason, under 67.5. Hopefully he doesn't rip. See, my fear with these is always, and by the way, you know why it's my fear? Because it happens. Because last week we lost Ibuka. My fear is if I take an under, dude's ripping off a long run. I took Ibuka under. Dude's gotten nothing. He's got 2 grabs for 12 until he caught a 77-yard tutty. But I don't think that's happening with Jordan Mason here. Very tough sledding without Kelly. Oh, by the way, Ryan Kelly, the starting corner's out. The backup's out. It's a debacle in Minnesota with that O-line. And, of course, the Browns giving up the fewest adjusted yards before contact, all that good stuff. So Mason under 67.5. Cam Skattebo, 67.5. The Saints actually do have a pass rush this year. They are on the road starting a rookie quarterback. So it would behoove them, I think, to feed Skattebo. Certainly a good matchup. Andrew Thomas is huge to their offense in general. Saints give up the 10th most adjusted yards before contact, 12th most rushing yards. Skattebo averaging a very strong 4.8 YPC on man and gap concept runs. On those same runs, running backs against the Saints see a 27% boost to their YPC. So most of all, I'm just expecting volume for Cam Skattebo. He'll go over 67.5. I'm a little stubborn with Sam LaPorta. Although we did win it last week, barely by 1 yard, I'm back. 35.5. It's the Bengals. They're allowing the 3rd most scheduled adjusted fantasy points per game to tight ends. They are an underneath funnel. They allow the most receiving yards on throws traveling 10 yards or fewer. 3rd fewest on the deep ball. They use cover 3 and cover 6 at a 54% clip. He's a solid 2 yards per route, 2 yards per route run. Cincinnati allows the 4th most receptions per game, 9th most receiving yards per game to the position. And also, ready for this analysis? He's due. You know who else was due 2 weeks ago in this matchup? T.J. Hawkinson. He caught 5 balls for 49. So we're going back. Tommy Tremble. I'm not afraid of it. 25.5. The Dolphins have allowed 65-plus receiving yards to 3 different individual tight ends. Mason Taylor looked like a 3-time Pro Bowler last week in his 4th pro game. Again, you really want to check in Jatavian Sanders, check on that. It may have come down since we've been on the air, but Miami runs the most cover 2 in the league, and Tommy Tremble's 0.58 fantasy points per route run against cover 2 ranks 9th out of 37 qualifying wide receivers against that coverage. And how about this? We are going with another under. Juwan Johnson, under 41.5. I don't want to disparage my fellow South Jersey resident. Shout out to Glassboro, New Jersey, same hometown as Corey Clement. But it's not looking great. The Giants run man coverage at the highest rate, and he's not good against man coverage. They were stingy against tight ends last year. Same scheme, giving up the 12th fewest fantasy points per game to tight ends this year. This, I believe, will be a Chris Olave day and a Rashid Shaheed day. And we may get Foster Moreau and or Taysom Hill. So I'm going to go with that under. That leads us to the best bet of the week. Believe it or not, my best bet is Mason Taylor over 29.5 yards. Not going to be a good day for Garrett Wilson. The Cowboys, they still stink. Mason Taylor has done well against cover 3. Dallas Goedert got him for production. Even Theo Johnson, the Bears tight ends. Mason Taylor in a higher scoring game is going to get 230 yards.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at 0 cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.